What makes a Christian? It should be very simple. I think it's someone that believes and trusts and has their faith fully in Jesus Christ. That's a Christian. There's a lot of people that say they're a Christian, and we're told in the Bible that there are wolves in sheep's clothing, so we must be aware of this. We should be on the lookout for these things because wolves in sheep's clothing do exist. It's pretty clear to see if you've been paying attention. I think everyone should be on YouTube in these last days. And I especially think that Christians should be on YouTube in these last days, fellowshipping from around the world, discussing the truth about Jesus, motivating each other, and exposing the lies of Satan, our enemy. We do not fight a battle of flesh and blood. There is no need to get violent or anything like that. If someone thinks that, they need to check themselves. Prayer is very important. And I think exposing things like I do on this channel, and there's Xavier and our brother Adam, who hopefully will come back soon, and a lot of other people in the Christian community, like our brother Chuck. There's many people that are trying hard to show people the truth in these last days. This is divine timing. Like, I'm not trying to sound special. I'm saying, like, in the last few years, the way YouTube is and the way the world is, this is divine timing. God is waking people up. And I would pray that it would be faster than it's happening. More people awake, please. I'm not saying woke, not woke. You guys know the difference, right? Woke is the LGBT X1 community and all that stuff where there's a million genders. That is woke, and that is not true. But being awake is something very special that God opens your eyes to. It's about faith. It's about salvation. It's about God's grace. It is absolutely amazing and a miracle. I want to share that with people. Like on this channel, I do a lot of the same thing. I show celebrities that do signs, symbols, and agendas, and I speak about it a bit. I talk about biblical cosmology sometimes, and you know, I want to branch out and talk about other things as well, but this stuff is so prevalent. It is so it's very easy for me to take like thousands of photos and go, okay, here's a person, they're doing this, they're doing that. What's the reason? And honestly, for those that don't believe it's satanic, I know a lot of people don't like that word, like, this person's satanic. What are you talking about? Right? A lot of people can't get over that terminology. We must realize that a lot of people would do anything for fame, fortune, and success. I'll quickly get into Courtney Pine. Courtney Pine is a British jazz musician. Do I hate this person? No. Do I want them to go to heaven and be saved and have salvation? Of course I do. I don't know them personally, so don't attack me for showing what he's putting out to the world. That's a big thing. I get attacked a lot because I'm putting out what these people put out to the world and I'm just explaining it in a way they're not ready to handle, I guess. So again, Courtney Pine, British jazz musician. He's looking a bit younger here, but he's got a saxophone, darkening one of his eyes utterly, and he's got one eye revealed for the eye of Horus. He's got an album called The Vision's Tale. Here's the pyramid. Here's the all-seeing eye above the pyramid. Probably just a coincidence. And what else does Courtney Pine, the British jazz musician, do? He does the Uttara Bodhi Mudra. A mudra, M-U-D-R-A, a mudra is a hand gesture from yoga and Freemasonry. There's many different types of mudras, but this seems to be the most prominent one because It's supposed to represent supreme enlightenment, like nirvana, right? Like you've achieved something mentally that's far above whatever, right? Something like that. It's their version of awakening. But the problem is, it's the false light of Lucifer. You know Lucifer, whose name means light bearer, and in Freemasonry they seek light and more light to move up in degrees. There's 33 degrees in Freemasonry. And Lucifer, if you haven't figured out, is Satan. People don't like hearing that. I know, I've discovered this. But that doesn't stop it from being the truth. You listening, if you don't believe me, you don't get to decide reality, and neither do I. But honestly, without sounding egotistical or puffed up, God can use a broken person and an unsuccessful person like myself to show people things in the last days before the rapture. God can use people like me. Why do I know that? Because I'm a person like me. And I don't totally understand it, but I sure know I love Jesus with all my heart, mind, soul, and strength. There is no going back on that. He's God. He's Lord. He died for me. He died for you. He created there is so much about Jesus and his promises, and he never changes. He cannot lie. You the meaning of life is to put your faith in Jesus Christ. It is. You can debate me on this. I would love for you to debate me because why? Because I'm absolutely 100% positive that that's the truth. And if God can love someone like me and use someone like me to maybe show a message, to maybe get through to people, because I've had a lot of positive comments about people saying, hey, you've helped me in this way. Why do I say that? Because I'm so cool and I'm special. No, you guys that watch this channel, I'm trying to remain very humble because this is some serious stuff. Salvation, it's serious. God, truth, the biblical world that so many don't understand, biblical cosmology, on and on and on. The Uttara Bodhi Mudra, is he not doing that? Is that your response? If you don't believe me, why do I show this every day? How come this is like this? There's something to it, right? Do you not want to admit that? I get like this in my videos because I'm honestly that baffled and concerned. I can see this, and thousands of Christians can see this. My brothers and sisters, my dear brothers and sisters. We're not lying to you. We're not being hateful. All I'm doing is pointing this out. It's right. Is it a coincidence every single time? No, it's not. I'm just trying to get through to you. Whoever's listening, this has been the most difficult thing in my life. I love it, but it's also, again, so many people don't believe and they just won't be convinced of it. I'm not sure what's happening there. I know it's the blinding of Satan, right? Satan blinds the minds that don't believe in the gospel of Christ. That's true. Anyways, brothers and sisters, everyone else watching, I just want you to see this. I'm not doing this in hate. Want you to see it. Want you to go, that's the world. Hokey smokes. What's going on here? I need Jesus pronto. That's the point of these videos, is to get people to know Jesus, to love him. Even if people come on here that aren't Christians, like I said today, my comments today, I'm hateful because I'm a Christian and I'm pointing out people wearing 666 on their shirt and doing signs and symbols and stuff like that. And they're like, you're such a crappy job of a Christian. I'm a human being. I read comments. I don't get absorbed with them, but I find it weird that it's some people are like, hey, super appreciate you. And then at the same point, people are like, you're the most hateful person ever. You give Christianity a bad name. God hates you. That kind of thing. Like, honestly, that's the kind of stuff that I get. And I'm like, um, hi, guy or girl. Like, no, I totally love Jesus and not sin. Sorry about that. It sounds harsh sometimes, but that's the way the world is. Just right. I'd rather I'd rather have people hate me for telling them the truth than love me for being, oh, you're fine. I don't need to mention sin and stuff, and I don't need to show all these things. Who cares? Just let's all be blind and live a happy life and go to hell. Hooray! Right? No, I want people to go to heaven, so I'm going to try pretty darn hard. Okay? And that's what I've been doing. In 2015 is when I started searching for the truth. The last place I looked was Jesus and the Bible, but once I looked there, and I looked there without judgment, I looked there without like any kind of hang-ups, right? Like again, my friends and family, like no one I know basically is for Jesus and the Bible. They're all against him and the truth and the Bible. So I was conditioned to not think that was true. But then once I just like honestly looked at it, I'm like, well, this is clearly the truth. The earth is biblical cosmology, and Jesus is right above us, and everyone's satanic apparently, and right? I'll wrap it up, brothers and sisters. I always thank you for listening. I really want something big to happen soon, and like obviously the rapture would be the best thing, but I'd love something big to happen where people will go, wait a minute, I need to rethink my reality, because not enough people do that. It's a serious thing. And it's like, right? You guys know that are in the truth community. It takes a lot of research and it takes a lot of strength and it takes a lot of passion and it takes a lot of, you can't be afraid of what the world will think of you if you research things that might sound crazy, like a conspiracy theory. Please don't be hung up on that. And when it comes to Jesus and the Bible, don't be ashamed of him. Don't be ashamed of Jesus Christ. Once you realize that he's totally true and he's God, it will absolutely change your life, and you will love him and you will worship him and you will know that he's the truth, the way, the life. It will become wonderful. And as much as I do suffer with depression, anxiety, and just mental health in general, because so many people don't believe me and it's very stressful, like, please know that Jesus is absolutely the truth, and you can trust in him. You can rest in him. I know a lot of us get very tired of waiting and wanting to go home, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people say, "Why are you so hurt? Why do you want the rapture so bad?" Like, but if you realize what the world is, then you'll realize that it's pretty darn fallen and it's not a good place. And the future with God, to me, it's like the beginning of real life. I cannot wait for it. I cannot wait to see you, brothers and sisters. So, everyone watching, please be encouraged, as like I may be depressing on this channel because so much of this is, I just show negative stuff all the time, right? Like, this looks like a nice guy, right? Like he looks friendly, looks like he, probably plays some guitar and whatever, and he does play saxophone, but that's the vibe I get from him. Like he looks like a musician. But the thing is, he's doing something that is antichrist, and it's very conceited, right? He's full of himself. He believes he has tapped into something special that only the occult know. The occult just means hidden, and it's hidden in plain sight, right? People looking at this photo, oh, look at this guy, just a nice photo, and they don't realize he's doing the Uttara Bodhi Mudra. But that's exactly what he's doing. So I'll wrap this up. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Thank you, everyone else. I don't hate these people. I'm just pointing something out that I've noticed. A lot of Christians notice this too. Think to yourself again, is this for Jesus Christ or is it Antichrist? Because the answer is very clear and very simple. God bless you, everyone.